Hi, I'm Stefanie Wainwright. I'm a wife, a mom, a business owner, and my life is chaotic all the time. So I created this podcast to help you find the funny, the good, while navigating through the chaos. This is Chaotic Compass Podcast. Okay, Chaotic Compass, Stefanie here. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Solo this evening. Tonight's episode, we are going to not let the mic slowly slip down. What is going on this evening? Maybe? Oh, maybe arch it back up. There we go. Oh my gosh. I'm going to get it. Okay. Tonight's episode is Imposter Syndrome. What the heck is that? Who gets it? How are we going to deal with it? Imposter syndrome. It is the definition of, and I will break it down because it's a little much. So imposter syndrome is the internal psychological experience of feeling like a phony in some area of your life, despite your success or your accomplishments. So basically you are feeling like you shouldn't have gotten the award that you've gotten. You shouldn't be this far along as you are. Basically, you are like not having the confidence that you should have with the accomplishment or successful thing that you have achieved. I feel like this on a daily basis with this podcast. It's so crazy because it's literally just me and a mic, and I do all of the recordings. I do all of the editing. I do all of the posting. It's literally just me, and I still it's not a big deal. It's just whatever. And it's like, dude, sis, hello, you have a podcast, which how many people in this world actually do? Yes, there are. I'm not going to do this. I could go down this road. There are thousands of podcasts in the world, but I am one of them. I'm one of them. I don't know any actual people that record podcasts. I have not physically met a person that I know of that records a podcast. Just saying. So, toot, motherfucker, I'm tooting my own horn here. Like, that's pretty cool. That's what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to be like, oh, being humble is a thing. But when you accomplish something, take a hot minute and be like, yeah, bitch, that's me. Like, yes. It's hard. It's hard to be that person. It's hard to be, yay is me. Because usually you are yay to your spouse, yay to your significant other, yay for the kids, yay for the people that you work with. You're giving out all the yays and you have none left for you. So it's usually my fucks. I've given all the fucks for the day and there's none left. None left for me. That doesn't even make any sense. But usually that's why I'm like, I don't have any more fucks to give. And so that's my day. I'm done. That's it. I'm clocking out. Yeah, I hope that made sense. I don't know. Anyway, so you give all of your yays away. So you should save some. Now, giving and bringing people up is not a bad thing. It's not the negative thing here. Telling people yay is awesome, and go you for being that person. You're not a negative Karen, and you're doing the world a favor of saying yay to somebody. I'm not telling you to stop that. I'm just saying you need to save a couple for you. If you want to do that in the quiet of your home, like, yay, me, like, that's cool. If you want to get your 10 closest friends and go out for drinks and celebrate that way, you do you. However you think celebrating looks like. For me, it's hard. It's hard to be like, yes, I have accomplished these things. Typically at the end of the week, and we haven't really because it's the off season and it's been really hard, but typically at the end of the week, Ryan and I, my husband and I, we sit down and do top 3 things from the week. Give me 3 good things that happen in the week so we can applaud each other, and so we can be the cheerleaders for each other and be like, yes, yay, this is awesome. We try really hard to not like, I'm so happy I didn't kill you this week kind of thing. We try not to do that. There are some weeks where it's like, that's the only good thing that happened. We try to, make it positive, like legit positive, that not spin positive, if that makes sense. So back to imposter syndrome. Who typically gets imposter syndrome? So my first initial thought, I always thought it was women or a minority, but it's actually not. There is a minority imposter syndrome. It's a whole, uh, diverse section for specifically that. One specifically because you don't have anybody that looks like you to look up to, that does what you do, or does what you want to do. So that's hard, not having a role model, and I can see that and I get that. But this is actually just giving a female versus male, and I thought that female in general suffered from it more. But it's actually on both sides, male and female, according to this study on psychology.com. Gotta love it. Google, I swear, Google has it all. But psychology.com had it on there that it really was impartial to male or female. But it was thought that it was more women that typically had imposter syndrome, but it is shown it is pretty equal in all high achieving individuals. Male experience it, but express it differently. As most things, men just, I swear, like, teach your sons, I'm trying my best, teach your sons, like, it's okay to feel what you're feeling. You don't have to be strong. You don't have to be quiet. You don't have to just keep pushing through. Let's teach our sons that it's okay to feel. I swear to God. And we would have a whole different freaking society than we do right now. But that's another topic for another day. But so men experience imposter syndrome. They just express it. They just express it differently. So when I'm having the imposter syndrome, this is something that was in the psychology.com's write up about imposter syndrome. And I could relate to it because this is what I do. So when I'm having some of those thoughts of like, man, like you like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, and it's like, hold up, wait a second. Let's think about this. Or I'm not good enough to be here. Like I was seriously having that when I was recording with, I actually had legit guests, and it was like, whoa, I'm not good enough to be here. Who am I? I'm just a measly small podcast. Like these guys are, huge. They're doing big shows or doing big things, like it's just measly old me. It's not that big of a deal. Like whatever, but it's like, okay, let's take a look at this thought. Is this thought actually true? I'm not good enough to record with guests. Like, think about that for a second. Like, think about your thought that you're having right now. Are you awesome to achieve, whatever you're achieving right now? Hell yes. Yes. For fucking sure. And so it was like, yes, I'm here. I'm doing this. I'm slaying. In the terms of my 14-year-old, I am slaying the day. Okay. She uses it too much. It's fine. But I slayed that interview. I slayed that episode, and I was really, really proud of myself. And for somebody to sit here and be like, oh yeah, you're not good enough to be able to, and so if it's somebody else saying that, and it's like, what are you doing? Does it make you an expert? Who makes you an expert in podcast? And it's like, if you don't have a podcast and you're literally not anything to do with anything, then why are you in this lane? Why are you saying anything? And so take out the word podcast and input whatever you've got going on. running a business or opening up your own shop or going for a raise or whatever it is. It can even attribute to your love life or having kids or not having kids or buying that car. Oh man, I've done that. My credit score and the bank have both agreed that I am able to buy this car. I'm literally getting ready to sign the paperwork and I'm having second thoughts, not necessarily about the specific car that I'm purchasing all by myself without a husband. It's me thinking I'm not good enough to buy a car. That thought's not true because the bank and my credit score said different. And so it's like, why? Back to, okay, so is this thought actually true? Take whatever you've got going on and think about these. So is there outside variables? Is it the Karen? Is it somebody that has nothing to do with what you've got going on saying something? Is it an emotional response? Is it me? Is it my brain that's fearful of whatever I'm either getting into or have done? Is this thought helping or hindering? 99% of the time, that thought is hindering you. It's going to keep you back from whatever you're doing, or it's going to make sure that you don't do anything remotely close to that again. Think about that. Like, how many times have you accomplished something really fucking awesome, and because you're like, oh shit, I really didn't mean to do that. I really didn't, I wasn't that big of a deal, and then do you do anything remotely close to that anymore? No, because your brain, that reactive fight or flight portion of your brain is already like, hey, you could have died, even though you're really not remotely close to anything of death. It's like, hey, you could have died. Let's not do anything close to that ever again. And so you literally steer clear of that. So if you could just take a second and be like, hey, brain, what's going on? Why are you? I appreciate you letting me know that that could have been bad. I don't know why. I don't know why you think it could have been bad. But let's keep trying. Let's keep doing this because I really do enjoy doing this. For the first few episodes of the podcast, I was like, God, this is horrible. And honestly, compared to the sound quality that I'm recording now, I was recording with my phone. I was recording with my phone and earbuds, and it's like, hey, so I was like, oh my God, nobody's going to like this. This is horrible. Who the hell would ever listen to this? And it's like, hey, whoa, let's back it up. But what if they do? What if people do listen to it, Steph? What if you actually help one person? Would it be worth it then? Flip the narrative. Flip it around. If I actually do something positive with this, if something positive came out of this, would I still keep doing it? Would my brain register it as good if I knew that something positive came out of it? So why don't we, instead of having to know if something positive came out of whatever we're doing, whatever we've achieved, whatever we're getting ready to do, let's just think in our brain, oh my gosh, hey, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm doing good in the world. I've done good in the world. I'm going to keep doing good in the world. And so having self-compassion and being kind with yourself, and that's going to help you start accepting and embracing your abilities. That's going to be super key into getting through and imposter syndrome and not doing it anymore. It's going to help you with your confidence. For me, confidence has always been something that I've struggled with. Definitely go back to episode 61. Listen to that as far as how to be gentler with yourself and how to start being better with self-compassion. And that's definitely going to be helpful in mastering your abilities and being confident in your abilities. Not necessarily mastering. It's going to help you be more confident in your abilities because you're the only you. there isn't another you like you. Okay, I'm fucking Dr. Seuss over here, but I talked a lot this evening about imposter syndrome. If you have a topic that you would like me to talk about, or you have a story you would like to share, and me give you some insight on what you've got going on, whatever you want to share on here, you can either make it anonymous or you can put your name in there. You can message me on my website, chaoticcompass.com, and you go to the contact page and you just fill all that out and it'll shoot me an email. So if you would like me to talk about whatever subject you've got going on, that's how you get in contact with me. I appreciate you guys for tuning in, and have a great night. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate all of your love and support. If you really loved today's episode, you should subscribe. And if you subscribe, then you get notifications of when my next episode launches. So another way to be super awesome would be to leave a rating and review, or recommend it to your friends and family. If you're wicked awesome, you've already done all three. Another way to keep up with me and my crazy family is check out my website at chaoticcompass.com, and I do blog and other stuff there. So I appreciate everything for you guys. I do this for you, so keep it up, because the more you subscribe, the more I do.